They're getting their price of the house and however they use their incentives, whether it be to manipulate your interest rate, to pay your closing costs.
Right.
They're happy to do that stuff.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
John, I wanted to start with, I have a bunch of things I want to talk to you about today.
And get it off your chest.
I think we should talk about this because, interest rate. We've gone over this interest rate situation a number of times. I don't want to beat this thing to death, but it's really important that people understand the nature of what's happening out there right now. And to me, it's important for buyers to understand that we're probably not going to see 3% ever again, guys.
Yeah, it's a bold statement to, no one can promise it.
I'm a realtor. I can probably say that. You would have a more difficult time saying that, but I can say that. I don't think we're ever going to see it.
It required very, specific events to happen.
A world pandemic.
A stressed world and severe financial sort of shocks at work in order for us to drive rates to that level. I think it's not impractical to say you could see the 3s again. The 2s are your harder sell.
Okay, yeah. Okay, all right.
We've only had the 2s one time in history, and that was
this recent.
This recent path, right? And that's not a normal, typical interest rate. We know that the historical norm over the last 50-some years has been slightly above 8% on the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate.
Right.
So being in a world where you're getting 7-something is
better than the median, better than the average.
Yeah, it's better than the long run.
It just doesn't feel good when you knew you could have had 3 a few years ago.
Yeah.
The important element here, and we talk about this all the time, but I think it's important to continually mention that, is that we talked about new homes and the incentives that they're offering is rate based. It's not price based. It's rate based, and that rate
the opposite of price.
Yes. What they're doing is they're increasing the price and lowering the rate, so they buy down the rate. Guys, just know that you're paying more for the house, but you're getting a better. Yeah, but the cost is still more.
Right.
And so I want you to understand that. And so when we look at purchases, and I sell a lot of new homes, and I have nothing against new home builders. I understand the nature of what they're trying to do, and I appreciate it. But I think that sometimes consumers overlook the idea of how that's happening.
Right. It's how the price of the house is much less sort of intangible.
Right.
And hard to pick apart for these type of things. They're getting their price of the house and however they use their incentives, whether it be to manipulate your interest rate, to pay your closing costs.
Right.
They're happy to do that stuff ultimately. And it becomes a bit of a shell game in that industry where there's these financial links between the mortgage entities that they work with and the builder, and where they shovel gains and losses becomes sort of tax strategy for them. Yeah. It's all convoluted intentionally.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now. If you ever have a question about real estate or any of the other topics we cover, just call me off air or text me at 702-203-1165. You can also check us out on the web at lvrealestateradio.com or on our handle on social media at LV Real Estate Radio.